Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Laura Train Mama. Today we are looking at this Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends book. It's two stories in one, Thomas and Terence and James and the Tar Wagons. I hope you enjoy. Thomas is a tank engine who lives at a station on the island of Sodor. He is a cheeky little engine with 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler, and a short stumpy dome. Thomas has many friends who work at the station. Gordon, the big blue engine, James the red engine, Edward, Henry, Percy, Toby, and the fat controller, Sir Topham Hatt, who is in charge of all the engines. The station is very busy, and Thomas and his friends have many adventures which you can read about in this series. The stories are illustrated using colour photographs from the TV series. Story 1. Thomas and Terence. Autumn had come to the island of Sodor. The leaves were changing from green to brown. The fields were changing too, from yellow stubble to brown earth. As Thomas puffed along his branch line with Annie and Clarabelle, he heard a chuck-a-chuck-a-chuck of a tractor at work. One day, stopping for a signal, he saw the tractor close by. "Hello," said the tractor. "I'm Terence. I'm ploughing." "Hello," said Thomas. "I'm Thomas. I'm pulling a train. What ugly wheels you've got." Terence said that his wheels were not ugly. "They're caterpillars," he said. "I can go anywhere. I don't need rails." "I don't want to go anywhere," said Thomas huffily. "I like my rails, thank you." Soon winter came with dark, heavy clouds full of snow. Thomas's driver didn't like it. "A heavy fall is coming," he said. "I hope it doesn't stop us." "Pooh," said Thomas. "Snow is silly, soft stuff. Nothing to it." And he puffed on, taking no notice. Thomas finished his journey safely, but by now the fields were covered, and the rails were 2 dark lines standing out in the white snow. "You'll need your snow plough for the next journey, Thomas," said his driver. "Ugh, pooh. Snow is silly, soft stuff. It won't stop me," Thomas snorted. "Listen to me," said his driver. "We are going to put this snowplough on, and I want no nonsense, please." The snowplough was heavy and uncomfortable, and it made Thomas cross. He shook it and banged it, and when they got back it was so damaged that the driver had to take it off. "You're a very naughty engine," said the driver as he closed the shed door that night. Next morning, Thomas's driver and fireman arrived early and worked hard to mend the snowplough, but they couldn't fix it. Soon it was time for the first train. Thomas was pleased. "I shan't have to wear it. I shan't have to wear it," he puffed. "I hope it's all right. I hope it's all right," Annie and Clarabelle whispered to each other. The driver was worried too. "The snow's not bad here," he said to the fireman, "but it's sure to be deep in the valley." It had been snowing again. Thomas started with his train full of passengers. "Silly soft stuff, silly soft stuff," he puffed. "I didn't need that stupid old thing yesterday, and I shan't need it today. Snow can't stop me." Thomas rushed into a tunnel, thinking how clever he was, but there was trouble ahead. From the other end of the tunnel, he could see that a heap of snow had fallen from the sides of the cutting. "Silly soft stuff," said Thomas, and he charged into the snow. "Cinders and ashes," he cried. "I'm stuck." And he was. "Back, Thomas, back," called his driver. Thomas tried to go back, but his wheels spun round and he couldn't move. More snow fell down and piled up around him. The guard went back for help, while the driver, the fireman, the passengers tried to dig the snow away from Thomas's wheels. But as fast as they dug, more snow slipped down and Thomas was nearly buried. "Oh, my wheels and coupling rods," said Thomas. "I shall have to stop here until I'm frozen. What a silly engine I am." And Thomas began to cry. At last a bus came to rescue all the passengers. Then Terence the tractor came chugging through the tunnel. Snow never worried him. He pulled empty coaches away and then came back for Thomas. Thomas's wheels were clear, but they still spun round and round when he tried to move. Terence tugged and slipped and slipped and tugged. At last, he pulled Thomas clear of the snow, ready for the journey home. "Thank you, Terence. Your caterpillars are splendid," said Thomas gratefully. "I hope that you will be sensible now, Thomas," said his driver crossly. "I'll try," said Thomas as he puffed home. That brings us to the end of that first story about Thomas and Terence. We will now continue on and read that second story, James and the Tar Wagons. Toby is a tram engine. He is short and sturdy and has a coach called Henrietta. They enjoy their job on the island of Sodor. Every morning they take the workmen to the quarry and they often meet James at the junction. Toby and Henrietta look very old-fashioned. They were shabby and needed new paint when they first came, and James was rude whenever he saw them. "Ugh, what dirty objects," he would say as they passed by. One day, Toby lost patience. "James," he said, "why are you red?" "I am a splendid engine," replied James loftily. "I am ready for anything. You never see my paint dirty." "Oh," said Toby innocently, "that's why you once needed bootlaces, to be ready, I suppose." James felt redder than ever and snorted off. It was such an insult to be reminded of the time when a passenger's bootlace had been used to mend a hole in one of his coaches, and all because he had gone too fast. At the end of the line, James left his coaches and got ready for the next train. It was a slow goods, stopping at every station to pick up and set down trucks. James hated slow goods trains. "Dirty trucks from dirty sidings," he grumbled. Starting with only a few, James picked up more and more trucks until he had a long train. At first, the trucks behaved well, but James bumped them so crossly that they soon decided to pay him back. They went over the viaduct, and it wasn't long before they reached the top of Gordon's Hill. Heavy goods trains should wait here so that the guard can pin down their brakes. It stops the trucks pushing the engines too fast as they go down the hill. James had had an accident with the trucks once before on Gordon's Hill. He should have remembered this. "Wait, James, wait," said his driver, but James did not wait. He was too busy thinking about what he would say to Toby when they next met. "Hurrah, hurrah," he laughed the trucks. They banged their buffers and pushed James down the hill. The guard tightened the brakes. "On, on," cried the trucks. I've got to stop," groaned James. They thundered through the station and lurched into the yard. There was a crash, and something sticky splashed all over James. He had run into 2 tar wagons and was black from smoke box to cab. He was more dirty than hurt, but the wagons and some trucks were broken to pieces. The breakdown train was in the yard, and they soon tidied up the mess. Toby and Percy were sent to help and came as quickly as they could. "Look there, Percy," said Toby. "Whatever is that dirty object?" "That's James," replied Percy. "Didn't you know?" "Well, it's James's shape," said Toby, "but James is a splendid red engine, and you never see his paint get dirty." James pretended he hadn't heard. Toby and Percy cleared away the unhurt trucks and helped James home. The Fat Controller came to meet them. "Well done, Percy and Toby," he said, smiling. He turned to James. "Fancy letting your trucks run away. I am surprised." "You are not fit to be seen. You must be cleaned at once," he said. "Toby shall have a new coat of paint. Chocolate and blue, I think," said the Fat Controller. "Please, sir, can Henrietta have one too?" asked Toby. "Certainly, Toby," said the Fat Controller. "She shall have brown, like Annie and Clarabelle, Thomas's coaches." Toby smiled. He knew Henrietta would be delighted, and he ran off happily to tell her the good news. That brings us to the end of that second story, James and the Tar Wagons. I really hope that you enjoyed reading both of those three with me today. If you did, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe, it means that you are notified of future stories and you won't miss a thing. Have a great day.